Today on a driveway engineer, sometimes you need something they don't make, or you're not willing to pay for it. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Driveway Engineer. I'm JR. This is everything you need to build a pair of high lift jack stands, and unfortunately it's mega dark out here at 6 p.m. nowadays. See if I can find a light for you guys. Basically the gist of this is that my 6-ton jack stands are completely maxed out and my tires are still on the ground on my 4Runner. And it doesn't even come close to picking up the back of my Ford, and I need to take the rear axle out of both of these trucks. So I did some measurement. This truck to the frame rail right now is 20 inches ish. That truck is 30 inches. So that's like the minimum height that I need to actually take the axle and the springs out from under them, which is taller than normal. It's taller, you know, if you're into cars, way higher than you need. But so I considered a few options. I need taller jack stands, that's the point. And I considered a few options. Some of them you guys suggested or pointed out. Some of them I was kind of already aware of. A 12-ton jack stand. The higher the capacity, generally speaking, the higher they lift. Harbor Freight sells a 12-ton. You can get them on Amazon, eBay, whatever, all the usual suspects. They top out right around 29-ish inches, which is, I can make it work, even with the Ford. Some people said put it on blocks or whatever. I can do that too. I can just put blocks under it and pick it up, and that's not the biggest deal in the world either. But I wanted a set of jack stands that were capable of performing the work that I want to do to these two trucks coming up. So 12-ton jack stands are about $150-ish. I think I had a coupon for Harbor Freight for like $130. I can make them work. It would definitely work for this. I can make it work for that. But I thought I could come up with probably a better solution. An alternate solution was to take my 6 tons and weld them to a steel wheel, which is a pretty old school solution. And it's kind of how junkyards do it. Junkyards do a wheel, welded to a wheel. That'll definitely work. And that would give me 7 or 8 inches of additional lift over what I have, because that's typically how wide a steel wheel is. If you're talking like a junkyard wheel, like Daryl would come with. Nothing wrong with that, except there were 2 downsides, which one, I would lose a pair of jack stands when I wanted to pick up something lower, like my Dodge or Daryl. Right now, my jack stands won't fit underneath my lower trucks. And it seems like super mega heavy and clunky to like drag a wheel around. Probably not that big a deal. But anyway, I came up with another solution. I was looking, like Sonex makes some really tall jack stands that are basically like a 1/2 inch, 3/8 inch steel plate and a pipe and a grade 8 pin that sticks through it, so you can pick up like semi trucks and trailers and stuff like that, or hold up those things. They're like $300. I'm sure they're worth it, especially if you work on semi trucks all day. I do not. So I came up with an alternative solution. I went to my local steel yard, which for me is Central Iron in Grand Rapids. I found a piece of 2.5 inch pipe for like $60. A piece of 2-inch pipe for like $35. These little drops were, I don't know. Altogether, this came to $97. That's what matters. So out of all this, I'm going to make some jack stands. They're going to have a 12x12 base. I think that's 1/4 inch steel. I'll make them 20 inches high. Drop a pin through them. Follow along. So I'm going to get started by cutting the main. I'm going to make 2 in this video. I have enough of the main tube to make 2 more at some point if I want to. Yeah, you guys can follow along if you want. I'm actually don't think I'm going to use that 1/4 inch plate. I don't know. We'll see. I have to think about it. But I'm going to get started right now by cutting these up, and I'm going to cut them up into 20-inch lengths. So 2 of the bigger, 2 of the smaller, and then we'll have our main bodies. So I'll bring you guys right back. All right, so I moved this little party over to one of my workbenches, and I had a couple ideas here. My original idea was to weld this straight to this piece of 1/4 inch and then brace it. And that'll probably be fine. I think you can see. Of course, I can't pull this out. You get the idea how the jackstand action will work. I think that will be pretty stable. But I could also cut these in half and have them stick out like so. And then brace that. We'll see how I feel. I liked this idea, and I think it'll be okay. I have to ponder it and probably do some math. So you know, this is 2.5 inch square tube. This outer one, this is 2 inch. One is 1/4 inch. One is 3/16. You want to, when you're drilling your hole, so I'm going to drill a hole here, and then in this tube I'll drill one every couple inches until I get to like the maximum. I don't want this to stick out more than 2/3 of this overall length, so that it's in there and braced a little bit. You don't have to put a whole lot of thought into this. There are a lot of people out there like, I like to overbuild shit and I want to use 1/2 inch pipe or whatever. Like, that doesn't get you anything but more expense and more weight. So yeah, I think I'm just gonna go ahead and do it exactly the way I said. So I'm gonna get my drill press over here, 3/4 inch drill bit. I'm gonna drill right through both of these, and then I'll mark this tube every 2 inches and drill it every 2 inches until the end. Be back. So I bought a bigger drill press because my little guy over there didn't have enough stroke, and the table's not really, it's adjustable but not enough. Anyway, I'm drilling through the outer tube to center up my drill bit and to make sure that these holes for sure line up with that hole. So it's a two-part reason why I do that. I'm gonna do 4 holes, and that'll give me 8 inches of adjustment above the 20 inches, and I'll go from there. If I need a 5th hole, I'll add it, but we'll see. But yeah, you can see how it's gonna work. Pretty straightforward. I'll bring you guys back when it's time to do the legs. Alright, so holes drilled. Like I said, I got 8 inches. I don't have a pin. I'm gonna go get hitch pins. I'll show you guys that. And tops. But I got my level on here, and it's pretty close to level in each direction. Close enough. I'm gonna add braces right here on each side, you know, to keep it from tipping. And I'm not gonna show you cutting those because it's boring and stupid. But I'm gonna weld both of them up, add the braces. I'll bring you back for the tops and the pins. All right, so this is kind of gonna be the final deal until I get the tops. I did not go buy hitch pins. I found one, but trailer hitch pins is what I was going to use. I'm not sure if I like how much these stick through. I would like them to go further. I don't know. Tractor Supply has like 5/8 hardened hitch pins, but trailer hitch pins in terms of strength will be fine. Like, they hold a whole, you know, horse trailer or whatever in the back of your truck on your way out to the Dutton Ranch. So on the legs, you'll notice that they're sticking off a little bit and there's kind of a gap at the top. That's because I only have a 12 by 12 piece of base stock. Like I'd prefer this to be 18 by 18, but 12 by 12 is what they had, so I'm going to go with it. And I wanted my legs, my saw will only do 45s, so I wanted them up a little bit higher. Let's see, make a bunch of noise here. So to just demonstrate, with this on, that's how much is unsupported. It's not that bad. I'm not that worried about it. But yeah, it would be, you know, the more that you can brace it, the better. But I think this will be fine. Well, I'm sure it'll be fine for the 4Runner. I think it'll be fine for the Ford as well. So I will finish welding up. I still have one to go. You see the legs sitting out there. I'll finish welding this up. I want to use channel for the top, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that over the weekend. But I'll finish welding these up and bring you guys back to show you the finished things holding up the 4Runner. All right, so finished product, holding up the 4Runner, working awesome. I would like to find a small piece of channel, if possible. I don't want to buy an 8-foot stick because I don't really have any use for 4-inch channel. If you didn't know, channel is actually just like my fingers. It's not square all the way down, it curves in. So you need to buy like one size bigger than what you need. But I need like a 4-inch, like a little chunk. So it doesn't, like making it way long this way doesn't do anything, because see how that's sitting on there? Like it's just gonna sit on the leading edge anyway. And if you're wondering about that, that is where I cut a hole to clean my frame out and put oil inside of it. I need to cut a patch to go over it. I didn't know at the time, I was like new to life. Plasma cutting work hardens the edge. I thought I would just sloppily hand plasma cut that and grind it out and put a perfect patch in. It's never gonna happen, but so I have to put one over. But anyway, that's my jack stand, and I hope you enjoyed. I hope this helped you. It's been holding this up all week, by the way. So like I feel like they're pretty well tested. I don't remember if I gave you the measurements or not, but I'll tell you now, but I'll go back and put them in the opening. It's a 2.5 inch by 1/8 inch, no, 2.5 inch square tube for the main body, and it's 3/16 wall, and it's 2 inch for the extended part, and that is 1/8 inch wall. The braces are 1.5 by 1/8 inch, and the base is 1/4 inch steel. So, oh, and the pin is a grade 8 5/8 hitch pin from Tractor Supply. So, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time on The Driveway Engineer.